Alright, we're starting with video number 2 in this series of Your First Marker, trying to help you out. Big thing I always go for is, let's talk a little bit about me, of what I look for in a marker. I want something that is going to be reliable and easy to maintain. If I can pull it apart real quick, clean it out, throw it back together real quick, I'm really happy. People are going to say, oh, you want rate of fire, oh, you have to get an ion, oh, you have to get an invert. At this point in my paintball life, I like meaningful upgrades, something that's going to make it more consistent, make it shoot better. I don't care if it looks better at this point. When it comes to buying your first marker, if you're not sure if you like to play around in the woods and hide and go in the dirt kind of thing, or if you're going to be more of run around, run and gun, speedball kind of guy. If you're just starting out, again, these starter markers, I'll talk a little bit about them, of what may be a little better for you while you're trying to figure that out. So we're going to start number 4 on the gun list, and this thing looks nothing like it would when you buy it stock, would be the TIPPMANN A5. This was my first marker, still works. I bought this thing 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago, still works. Nothing wrong with it. I put a bunch of crazy stuff onto it. You can see the custom-built silencer to fit on the 14-inch J&J full tilt ceramic barrel on it. You know, the collapsible stock, the crazy upgraded cyclone with all the metal, full metal internals, trigger with the crazy select fire, switch of goodness, the remote line mag crap. Lots and lots and lots of money put into this. The big thing you have to understand about this marker is that it is a money pit. And this is why mainly I love this gun. But mainly why I still own this thing is because I will never, ever, ever get remotely the amount of money I put into it. So there's no point in selling it. I may as well just keep it and have people go like, oh, wow, that thing's so cool, what is it? It's a fun marker, and it's heavy. And that's the big thing, is woods ball markers are going to be heavy and more catering towards this style look. If you look at this thing and you're like, wow, this is awesome, I have to have one, then you're a woods ball kind of guy. You know, great. The big reason why I recommend this as my number 4 out of the top 4 markers for beginners is that it comes with what's called a cyclone feed. And the cyclone feed is completely air driven, and it's just a ratchet system that feeds balls in there. It'll keep your gun consistently firing paint. You won't have to shake a hopper, and it's already built into the gun. If you buy any other gun, you're going to have to buy some kind of loader if you want a higher rate of fire. And a loader, a good loader, I would say, is an Invert Halo 2. They're really good. I think they're about $60. They work great. They're perfect. They've made a lot of little changes from the old Halos. Plastic they use is a little better. It's sound operated instead of laser eyes, which makes it cheaper, but it works fine. So Halo 2, that's like $60, whereas this is already built into it. So you get one of these, and again, I don't like buying paintball guns new. They're not really hard to fix, and if you have a good pro shop, they can help you out for a small fee. It's mainly just O-rings when something's broken. Sometimes it's really badly broken, but with a TIPPMANN, they're rock solid. They're hard to break. They really are. So buying one used is not a big deal. With no modifications, $80 to $120. But like I said, these things are money pits. Basically take the retail price and all the crap you put on it and divide that by 2, and that's maybe what you'll get when you resell this stuff. You don't agree with me? Go look online. Go try. Go see what people are selling theirs for. And you'll see ridiculous, like, hey, you know, I could ask $800 for this, and it really wouldn't be out of the question when I show you how much money I put into this thing. But no one in their right mind would pay that much for this thing. I'm lucky if I'll get $300 out of this thing, and even then, that's pushing it. So I'm not going to sell it. There's no reason to. So realize that when you buy one of these things, that if you're going to put money into it, plan on keeping this thing for a long time. If you're not going to put money into it, it's a great first marker. They're easy to maintain, easy to put upgrades into. You know, it's like a push pin held together system for almost everything. They're rock solid, reliable. Retail, they're a little bit more on the pricey side. They're about $180, but again, when you think of an average marker for a starter marker being around $100, adding a loader to that, that's about $160. Putting this thing at $180, sure, it's $20 more, but you're getting the rugged reliability and the air-driven loader system. Literally, you hook air into this, no batteries, and off you go and play. That's why this is number 4. Moving on to number 3 would be the BT4. I would recommend that over the TIPPMANN 98s and all the other TIPPMANNs, or I think Vulcan has one that's $10 cheaper called the SW1. Go for one of those. Again, this is all woods ball right now, but bear with me. They're rugged, easy to maintain. They have the push pin system like the A5. And one thing I didn't get to in the A5 is that the barrel drum has an actual threaded adapter that can be pulled straight out of the gun. You can change the threading of the gun without affecting performance, which is something almost no marker can do. And that's really, really important, I think, when it comes to upgrading your gun and thinking about, hey, if I want to continue to play paintball and I want to continue to upgrade my guns, how am I going to do this? Well, if you pull the thread adapter out of the A5 and replace it with an autococker thread adapter, and you decide to spend money on a nice barrel, buy an autococker thread, put the thread adapter on there, and the thread adapter is going to cost you an extra 15 bucks. Well worth it, because now if you decide to go to a higher performance gun, almost every high performance gun is autococker threaded. You can take that nice barrel with you. That's what I highly, highly, highly recommend. Because if you buy it in A5 threads, guess what? You're stuck with that on your A5. You're going to have to sell it if you get a nicer marker. If you, on down the line, decide to get something like a Bob Long Vice, which, again, I like them. Some people like Egos. Almost all the high-performance markers are autococker threaded. If they're not, it's kind of a red light in my mind. And while I go into this and I realize hate is going to flow down on me, I do not like smart parts for various reasons. The other thing, too, is instead of just going with a convention, they make their own barrel thread, just like Spider did. Another reason why I'm not huge on Spider. They make their own barrel thread instead of trying to stay with what has been consistently the trend in paintball barrels. Autococker is the barrel thread. So again, this is something you want to think about when you're buying your first gun, is what kind of threads does this thing have? So if I put a barrel on this thing, can I use it later? The A5's thread can be changed. The BT4's thread can be changed. The TIPPMANN 98s cannot. It's got their weird TIPPMANN quick thread barrel. The only thing that uses that are TIPPMANN 98s and TIPPMANN 98 derivatives, like the Army paintball guns. All of those use that quick thread barrel. You're not going to be able to put that on another marker if you decide to upgrade down the road. If you don't decide to upgrade down the road, then you don't care. Then don't worry about it. But this is why I'm more or less thinking long term for you guys. The BT4, easy to maintain, threads can be changed. So moving on to marker number 2 would be an Azodin Kaos. These things actually, when I first looked at them, they're a stack tube blowback, just like a Spider. There's really nothing magical about them other than they're a Spider that uses standardized, industry standard threading and parts and everything. They're autococker threaded. Again, I'm so excited about autococker threads. You can take your barrel off your Azodin and put it on your nice high-end mini, Bob Long Vice. Obviously, a mini's mid-range. Anyway, you can put a normal a regulator on it. You can do a lot to these things if you really wanted to, and then take those parts with you to your next gun. If you like an on-off ASA, you know, I've got like a gear drive ASA, this will fit on your Azodin. This will fit the Hyper 2 regulator on your Azodin. Don't ask me why this thing has a Hyper 2 regulator. It came with it. I don't think there's really any difference between that and the new one. The autococker barrel, it'll fit on it. Again, half of these parts I can take off and put on an Azodin. They're, I think, retail for about $80 to $90. That's not really bad. Again, if your budget's around $100, that's a little less. Your BT4s are about $110. Used, you can get them somewhere between $60 to $80 for the BT4s. The Azodins, I don't know, because I've never really seen one on sale used. I know you can get a new one with their cool digital camo on it. So, I think that's awesome. I don't like their ATS as much, and I'll show you on this little guy, which is a Spider. But you can see that in order to maintain this thing, it's just a simple blowback marker. I pull up on that and pull it out. You can see, come on, somewhere. You can see directly down the breech. Everything. Throw a squeegee down there, it's clean. This is made of Delrin. Doesn't need really to be lubricated. Clean it off if you want. Put a little bit of lubricant on it. Throw it down in there. Locked in place. That's all the cleaning you do on these kind of things. And the Azodin's going to be almost identical to this. I think he uses lighter parts, and it's not Spider threaded. It's autococker threaded, and I don't remember what the feed tube or the feed neck is threaded, but it's an industry standard kind of thing. That's why I would recommend it. These are nice markers. They work well. If you don't get an Azodin and you get a Spider, hey, that's fine. You're just going to be stuck with Spider threaded barrels, so when you upgrade to a really nice marker, you're not going to be able to take your barrel with you. The last marker I think you should get, number 1, in my opinion, and again this is going way woods ball side now, is the 68 Automag. It's an old school gun, and you are only going to be able to find them used. Try eBay, try Craigslist, but get on the forums. MCB Automag owners, go on there and get yourself an Automag. This is my Automag. It's a mini mag. It's got a Z frame. It's got all sorts of crazy stuff on it. But to just explain to you why these things are so great is that they'll run on CO2. They have a regulator built into them, and to field strip them is one screw. This guy right here. And again, I'm taking this without any tools whatsoever. This unclips there. There you go. So I have taken the thing apart. Here's your bolt. Here's your bolt spring. Here's your regulator. It's apart. You got O-rings, and you can see, I don't know if you can really see, yeah, you really can't. Laser engraved instructions on how to put these things back together. They're great markers. They're very consistent. It has a regulator on it already, built into the marker itself. It's a blow forward design. Think of this as kind of the granddaddy of all spool valve markers. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But it's very smooth firing. And the only downside of these things is that they're a little heavy. I mean, this body is made of steel, and it's all steel. The frame and the rail are aluminum. The body's steel. So, yeah, it's a little heavy, but these things are 15, 20 years old at this point, and they still work. As long as you keep them lubricated, they work fine. And if they blow up and they're not working anymore, then this is the wrong parts kit. But just go online and find yourself a parts kit. This is for an X valve, an upgraded valve, and I can talk about that later. But I really, 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 and truthfully think these things are amazing. Other thing too, let's say you break painting it, you need to get in there. It uses a twist lock barrel system. That's it. You can see that's the breech. That's where the paintballs load in, and you've got this little T here. It slides through, and then you rotate it to lock it in place. There is no other barrel that you can really lock in. I mean, there, it's in. It ain't coming out. Now it's off. Now it's in. I mean, I can take that out, take this one pin out, and now this is just a hollow tube. These things are very easy to maintain, very hard to break, very rugged, very reliable, very accurate for the fact that they're an older style marker. And because of the way the airline connects, it just connects here. You can do all sorts of crazy things from there. You can put a normal vertical grip, put the air through there, air out the bottom, and then put it on a standard ASA. I've got a crazy warp drive fitted to mine just because I love Automags. These things are awesome, awesome markers, and even with their age, they're perfect. So, number one marker I say, Automag.